Hello world, welcome back to Razor RC. Time to do another heads-up comparison. Today we are reviewing the 1/14th scale WLtoys 144001 here on the left, and the Team Associated Reflex 14B here on the right. The 14401's been out for I think about 6 months or so. The Associated's been out for probably about a year and a half. So it's been out on the market for a little while, and I just wanted to do a review of these two vehicles. And so the way this works is I'm just gonna go through a bunch of different categories, pick a winner in each, and then give a final conclusion on which buggy I think is actually the best. Before I forget, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, if you enjoyed this video so far, and keep watching to the end to see what is going to happen on the best 1/14th scale buggy between these two. In terms of build, since they are RTRs, what I'm referring to is how they came out of the box, any issues. Overall, the WLtoys, we'll take off the body here. Yeah, it worked fine. A couple of minor things like the shocks were overfilled, but no real issues. The only main concern I have is that all of the screws are actually little Phillips head screws, and some of them are Loctite really tight. For example, this one right here, I switched out to a hex head screw, but that was Loctite way too hard. The screws are, pretty flimsy, pretty poor quality, and so I stripped one right there. So that's my only real concern with the build on that. Team Associated build was totally fine, no real issues. Pretty much drove out of the box just fine, so it worked as totally fine. So build-wise, I think the Team Associated had slightly better build. This one is fairly inexpensively made. I mean, as you can tell by the price tag, $90 as an RTR. It's just not going to be built quite as well. So the Reflex 14B wins in this category. Next up is the design, and here on the left, 144001 is pretty much based off the LC Racing EMB1H. It's not an exact clone, but very similar, and clear that they pretty much just copied it, but the parts are not 100% compatible. They at least picked a pretty good design to copy. I mean, there's a lot of nice adjustments on this, front and rear differentials, gear differentials, different shock mounting locations, different camber link mounting adjustments, adjustable toe and camber links as well. So pretty nice layout. The battery tray you can kind of move around a little bit. Nice classic layout, easy to get to. So overall design is pretty good, although there are some things I don't like. They did kind of cheapen this vehicle as opposed to the LC Racing version. There's no center slipper, no center differential. Pretty much the front and rear are completely locked in alignment, so it doesn't drive quite as smoothly as, say, another vehicle with some sort of center differential. On the right, the Team Associated is definitely a Team Associated type vehicle. It has a lot of adjustments, shock mounting locations, of course, sway bars and stuff like that, adjustable Ackerman, adjustable camber and toe links, of course, standard 12mm hexes, and it has a center differential. Actually has 3 differentials, front, center, and rear. They're semi-sealed, not completely sealed. The LC Racing ones are pretty much open diffs. You can't really put silicone fluid or anything in there, but this one, they're semi-sealed. They're not completely sealed. They do actually leak a little bit, but overall, I do think the design of the Team Associated Reflex 14B is better, just more adjustments, more tunability involved, and so overall a better platform. Okay, both these buggies are actually pretty good. Out of the box, they're fairly fast. The LC Racing, it does say it's 2S, 3S capable, although I only ran it on 2S. That seemed to already get fairly hot. The Team Associated, I believe, is only 2S capable. I did switch out the electronics, and that's really the main weakness in these buggies. The stock electronics, they are RTR grade type electronics and pretty poor overall. On the 14401, comes with this radio, pretty poor radio. The Team Associated is slightly better, comes with the XP120, has a little more adjustments at least. But yeah, both of these could really benefit from having better electronics. Servos are not that bad, but ECUs are quite poor, radios are quite poor. This is a brush motor over here, while this hat comes with a brushless reedy, although I did switch it out. So I did upgrade all the electronics on the Team Associated Reflex 14B, while the LC Racing still has stock electronics. In terms of performance out of the box, I actually think the LC Racing drives a little bit better. Seems a little bit faster, handles quite well. The tires are actually a lot better than the Team Associated tires. These are not the stock tires, but stock tires are really poor on the 14B and worth upgrading out of the box. So performance wise, I actually think the LC Racing is better out of the box, although with some upgrades, we'll talk about how they actually perform later. So in terms of performance, the 144001 wins. Both these buggies are pretty light, and as a result, when they crash, they don't really do a whole lot of damage to themselves. The WLtoys, the only real issues I have is I tend to bend the shock tower a bit. I think I had a dog bone pop out once. But other than that, quite durable overall, and didn't really have to fix much. I haven't really had to replace any of the parts. Team Associated, again, is also quite light. Quite durable at all. The only real issues I have is these shocks tend to just kind of pop onto the ball studs there, so I recommend getting some sort of little spacer there to keep those off of the shock tower. That makes a big difference in terms of just being able to drive it without it sort of falling apart. Durability wise, I'm going to pick the Team Associated. Nothing really breaks on this. Nothing really breaks on the WLtoys, although the shock tower does bend really easily. It's sort of like this cast aluminum piece up front, fairly thin, and I end up having to hammer that back and forth once in a while. So durability wise, I'm going to pick the Team Associated. Support and maintenance, there really is no contest here. Team Associated is one of the best supported brands in the hobby, at least here in the United States. The WLtoys is definitely a very small Chinese brand. Basically, you'll have to get parts from overseas. Some of the LC Racing stuff will fit and be compatible, and you can get some stuff from distributors here in the US. But for the most part, you're going to have to order stuff online, whereas the Team Associated stuff, you might be able to pick up from your local hobby store. So support and maintenance, definitely Team Associated wins. The last category before we get into the conclusion is value, and so the WLtoys sells for about $80, $90 depending on coupon codes and stuff like that. Definitely extremely cheap. Comes with a battery, comes with a radio, fully ready to run, comes with even a little dinky charger. So this is a very good value overall. The Team Associated sells for $180 without a battery. I think if you get the battery and charger, it's like $40 more. I think around $220 or so. So definitely, close to 3 times more expensive for a similarly equipped vehicle. So in the value category, got to go with the WLtoys. It is cheap. You get a lot in the box for just a few dollars, and pretty much the price leader in this category. Okay, so final thoughts on these buggies, and I'll kind of walk through why I picked these up and how I went about deciding to make changes and stuff like that. I got the WLtoys 144001 from Banggood. They sent it to me for a review. Liked it a lot, especially because I can run it just kind of in my backyard, and thought it was a lot of fun. But it did have some shortcomings. It was really basically kind of a cheapened LC Racing version. I really wanted something like center differentials. I wanted something like stronger shock towers, and so to make all those adjustments, maybe get some CVAs, that kind of thing, kind of basically get it up to LC Racing spec. And when I looked into the parts, it was just going to cost a lot of money, close to like $100 for all of the parts I wanted, and still wasn't going to have exactly what I was looking for in a vehicle. So that's kind of why I looked at the Reflex 14B. I looked at this, I looked at like the Low C Mini 8 and some other vehicles, and kind of settled on this platform because I felt like it was just kind of a better overall platform with the center differentials, with a lot of adjustments, with a nice upgrade path. Like I put on aluminum shocks and stuff on this. There's a lot of upgrade parts, titanium turnbuckles, aluminum shock towers, just a lot of upgrades you can make to this vehicle, and then it can fit in better electronics quite easily. So what happened was this was pretty good. I mean, it was okay out of the box, but really to get it like a race level vehicle was just going to cost too much and still not give me exactly what I was looking for. Whereas the Team Associated, it costs a little bit more, but I think it's a better platform overall. It really is a race level type vehicle. It's got adjustable tow, adjustable kick up. Really kind of looks like a mini type B64, B74 type vehicle, and you can tell it was actually designed by a reputable race company like Team Associated. So overall, conclusion wise, in my opinion, if you just want to buy a vehicle, leave it stock, just have fun in your backyard, not really worry about it, I would pick up this. The WLtoys 144001 is super cheap. I mean, you could buy 2 of these or 3 of these for the price of one Team Associated. But if you're more of a tinkerer, you want to upgrade things, if you're not super happy with the performance of this, which, for me, I'm a little more on the racing side. I want something that I can get to handle really, really good, sort of race level type vehicle. I think this is a better platform in the long run because it's worth actually getting upgrades, getting better components, upgrading the electronics, doing a lot of tuning. Overall, I think this is going to serve you better in the long run if you were trying to build like a true race level type vehicle. So kind of depends on what you like. Me personally, I like the Team Associated a little bit better because it suits more of what I want to do. I mean, I'm running this on carpet, a lot of tunability, and I'm dialing it in. Whereas this, it just kind of had some fundamental flaws like no center diff or center slipper that just didn't make it like truly race level type vehicle. So anyways, that's my conclusion. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notifications button. Look for more videos soon, and thanks for watching.